We're concerned about the safety of our kids. We're concerned about just the amount of cars coming through the neighborhood. 3,000 trips a day is already a lot.
It isn't going to increase, from my point of view, the car traffic. It's our route, a nice route into downtown Palo Alto. I think it could be a class issue.
The city did a study that says there's 3,000 individual trips across the bridge every day. It's used a lot to get to 101 and to get into Palo Alto as an alternative to university. So I think as someone living in this neighborhood, that's a big concern, is the amount of increase in traffic if they widen the bridge as much as they're planning to. There's a fair amount of young children on this street. We're concerned that there'll be a lot more cars coming through right at the time the kids are riding their bikes and walking on Newell, so that's a danger for our kids. The big meeting that I went to, folks in East Palo Alto said the same thing. They said folks are blocking their driveways all the time, they can't get out. They're also feeling the exact same impacts of lots of people coming through the streets and using the streets a little too heavily. I think the city needs to address the issues of how they're managing traffic on University. There must be something about people's opportunities to use University Embarcadero that's pushing traffic off into the arteries in the streets. I would prefer basically a bridge that has bollards for emergency vehicles, but that's really only for bike and pedestrian people. I think that would be really good for both neighborhoods to slow down the amount of traffic.
The bridge is for many of the working class people that live in the apartments on the east side of the creek. It's their means into downtown Palo Alto to jobs. For people with families in East Palo Alto, the bridge is their connection to the children's park on Channing. For me personally, it's to use the Palo Alto Library. It's our connecting point to the other side of the creek. The loss of the bridge will be a problem. Increased traffic will lower property values. That's what you always hear property owners saying. Hey, don't people that live in apartment buildings have rights too? Are we less class of citizen because we have to rent? I think it's just self-protection. Widening the bridge isn't going to increase crime, isn't going to increase accessibility. It's just going to make it safer for pedestrians to cross. Palo Altans in the Edgewood neighborhood who are opposed to the bridge being widened at this point are selfish and need to have a more generosity of spirit.